Don't news people have to tell you what they know when they find it out? Isn't that the difference between news and a secret? You won't believe what we found out. No, that's why I'm watching. Breaking news in a week.
That's part-time Daily Show host and full-time liberal broken clock Jon Stewart absolutely destroying CNN and Jake Tapper for their shameless attempt to profit off a scandal they helped cover up. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like CNN finally decided to cash in on the very story they spent years suppressing. Because when you've lied long enough, the establishment media playbook says to spin it as courage, then slap a price tag on it. And that's especially true for the network's resident droopy dog, Jake Tapper, who went from scolding anyone who questioned Biden's mental fitness to authoring a book about how bad it really was. Now he's parading around like some fearless truth teller, while the president he covered for battles aggressive cancer. Here's Jon Stewart ripping into Tapper for trying to rewrite the narrative and pretend he wasn't part of it.
No, like most people in America, I am most looking forward to reading a book. But when? When?
We're back with breaking news in our politics lead and a brand new excerpt from my upcoming book with Axios' Alex Thompson. It's called Original Sin. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's on Biden's decline. It's called Original Sin. I'm sure you've heard on May 20th. That's Tuesday. Original Sin. That's coming out in 3 weeks. On May 20th. That's just 19 days away. In 1 week and 1 day. Coming out in just a few days. Comes out Tuesday. You will not believe what we found out.
Fox News built an entire Biden sucks border wall to hold back the raging drips of details and bombshells. Nothing could slow down this coming feeding news frenzy about Biden's cognitive health, other than maybe a report on his actual physical health, which was not good. But now we got ourselves a little problem. You've prepared an entire smorgasbord based on what you thought would be a relatively uncomplicated story about mental decline. News has the countdown clock. They got the book graphics. They got the CNN Happy Meal tie-in toys. But now, doing the story seems almost disrespectful.
You know, this is what happens when the guy who ran interference for Biden wants a pat on the back for finally admitting the obvious. Tapper was practically the hall monitor for Don't Question Joe's Brain just a few years ago. He even scolded Laura Trump for daring to bring it up, turning it into some sob story about childhood stutters. And now he's selling Original Sin like it's some bold act of journalism. I mean, this is OJ level sleaze here. It's basically If I Did It, but for media fraud. Here's Stewart laying out just how ridiculous CNN and Tapper's self-promotion tour has become in the light of Biden's recent cancer announcement.
How do you pivot from excitedly promoting your anchor's book to somberly and respectfully promoting your anchor's book?
This was already going to be a tough week, and this makes it much harder. And that is a reference to the fact that our colleague, Jake Tapper, and Alex Thompson have a book that's set to publish on Tuesday.
This very tough news, this very challenging news, and at the same time, the backdrop of our colleague Jake Tapper's book with Alex Thompson coming out this week.
It's so hard. It's such a difficult time, so unfathomable in terms of the pain his family must be feeling. And yet, if you act now and you use the code / tap that book, you will forgetting about the fact how weird it is that the news is selling you a book about news they should have told you was news a year ago for free. It's just fun to watch them not only continue to push the book in light of this difficult news, but to actually frame this difficult news as perhaps even more of a reason to buy this book.
The timing of former President Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis is certainly dramatic, coming on the eve of a blockbuster new book about his health and his time in the White House.
Go on.
I'm sure some observers will say that the reporting in the book is even more important now.
Yet nobody's saying that. No observers will say it's more important now. Some observers might think, do these CNN people work on commission? Like, why are they hawking this fucking thing? Is this a Girl Scout cookie situation? Whoever sells the most Tapper books gets a schwinn.
I mean, I'm certainly no fan of Biden, and I disagree with Stewart on a lot, but he's absolutely correct about how funny it is to watch CNN attempt to turn this into a promotional opportunity, as if their credibility wasn't already low enough. I mean, watching Brian Stelter pathetically try to help sell this book is like asking a used car salesman to host a memorial after one of his cars lost control on the highway. And I'm willing to bet that the book is packed with anonymous sources of people like him who helped hide Biden's decline. Also, the political shills and establishment media can keep hiding in the shadows while CNN and Tapper take a victory lap and pat themselves on the back. But the truth is, it's not brave or honest like CNN wants you to believe. It's damage control with a profit margin. But let me know what you think. Is Tapper finally telling the truth or just spinning his own role to make a buck? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.